Hi friends, welcome back to Frosty Eye Candy. So I'm going to do the usual, jump straight in with the dried and resin results. Here we go. She dried beautifully and I was able to get this beautiful coat of resin on her just in the nick of time so we could make the intro to the video so you could see the finished piece after we do the creation. So there you go my friends, there's the beautiful 5-colour lineup and the lovely Kimono Violet pillow. And let me see if I can there we go. If I can get the Pompous to show up. Pompous was just there right in the background. And it's difficult. But anyway, yes, there's the dried and resin results on an 11 by 14 cradle. Nice wooden one. So it took the weight of the paint. It dried nicely because it was a fresh cradle. And yeah, there we go. So how did I get to this? So I've already said that it's a Kimono Violet. There's the Kimono Violet, there's the colour, and it's from Colour to Go, Sherwin-Williams. There we go. And let's run through some colours with you. So I've already mentioned, and we tried to pick up the Pompous. There's the Pompous. This is the last of the, this is just an empty jar. There you go, and Pompous is a opaque with a filled in square. But yeah, it's this beautiful kind of really dark burgundy colour, but it colour changes to gold and orange and red and purple and then to black. It's really quite fantastic. But anyway, on top of the Pompous, I put down this little piggy, and this one is Ore. I bought this one when in my first order of piggies, I bought Ore, and I hadn't mixed it up and used it for a long time. So it was, you know, overdue a little look at. So Ore is next on top of the Pompous. Then just to break it up and throw some tubes into the mix, I'm using this one. It's DecoArt Extreme Sheen, and this one is called Aquamarine. I believe the DecoArt Peacock Pearl Metallics is virtually identical, but that's going on top of the Ore, that's going on top of the Pompous. And the next piggy, it was the lovely sample that TLP was so nice and kind to send to me. And the sample is Waterfall. It's this gorgeous mid-blue that has this kind of blue-green iridescent flash to it. It's just very tasty indeed. And then we're going to finish on a paint before the CA. This is the Fluorescent Violet by Liquitex, and this is the gouache. There we go, and it's semi-opaque, as you can see, a little half triangle filled in there of the square. And the CA we're using, it is gold CA, and it's the Rust-Oleum Metallic Accents, and this one is the Gold Wine. There you go. And it's mixed the Shade Art Recipe Australian Floetrol. And this paint, the Rust-Oleum, I only mix it about 2-to-1, so that's 2 parts Australian Floetrol, 1 part paint. It's already quite thin as it is anyway, so we don't need to thin it out anymore, and I found 2-to-1 works really great, as we can see by the finished results. So let's just have another little gander. Isn't that pretty? I'm very happy with this one. I hope it will find a forever home sometime soon. Anyway, okay then friends, that's enough chitty chat. I'm gonna zip it. We're gonna get the camera pointing down and we're gonna get on with painting, okay? Okay then my friends, time for the voiceover part of the video. And as I said before, that's an 11 by 14 inch wooden cradle, and that's the Kimono Violet pillow I've put down, and at least a good 8 to 10 ounces on a canvas this large, or cradle. So that first colour we're putting down here, that's what's left of what I had of Pompous. I had one of the little gram jars and had lots of fun with it. Pompous is one of the new stuck-up pigs from This Little Piggy Pigments, and it's a fantastic chameleon pigment, which means it changes many colours from a gold to red to a violet to a purple to eventually to a black. It's really quite an amazing pigment, and yes, I'm making sure we get every last little bit out, because the new SUPs, the stuck-up pigs, let's say, are not on the cheap side. They have rather expensive tastes. But anyway, yes, that's the Pompous by TLP right there. So while we're waiting for me to pick up the next tube and put it down, tube, oh, and look at that. You see, everyone has little accidents every now and then, right? It literally just slipped out of my hand. Anyway, a quick clean up and we'll be ready to go, no problem at all. I figured I could either edit that out or I could leave it in just for, for giggles really, because, not everyone's perfect. I only show you my successful pours. And I thought it would be great just to show that, a little bit of real life can happen. And you drop your pot of ore gold right into the painting. But yes, that's the colour that I'm putting down now. It's the TLP ore, fabulous bright gold colour, and gives us a beautiful effect in the end swipe, as you saw from the beginning video. So that's 2 pigments that we have there. So we're following the general rule of thumb of a couple of pigments and then a tube paint. So this is the tube paint DecoArt Aquamarine, Dazzling Metallics, although I think it looks very similar to the DecoArt Peacock Pearl. It's a lovely kind of blue aqua green colour, and again mixes with the ore beautifully to give us a fantastic effect. But being a little bit generous with the aquamarine there. So while we're waiting for the next colour to go down, I'd love to tell you about our show, live acrylic pouring show, every Sunday at 1 p.m. PST. That'll be 4 p.m. Central Time and 5 p.m. on the East Coast of North America. As I said, it's a live acrylic pouring show. We have lots of fun in the live pre-show chat and live chat during the show. So I'd love you to join me every Sunday, 1 p.m. PST. So that colour I was just putting down there, that's the fabulous Waterfall by TLP that I was rather lucky to get a sample of. Again, it's a kind of a mid-blue with gorgeous aqua blue and green tones to it. Really is a fantastic pigment. It will be on my list when they release it. And this last one is another tube paint, just to finish on a tube paint. This is the Liquitex Fluorescent Violet, and it's the gouache. So if you haven't already joined our group on Facebook, please join our group, The Acrylic Crazy Train. It is a safe space for beginners of fluid art and learners of fluid art to share their creations in a safe space where they can get helpful and constructive feedback on their pieces. And just showing you now the swiping tool I'm using there, guys. This is the Goldmine CA. As you can see, I don't put a lot of cell activator on my swiping tool. I know some artists use a lot more than this, and some artists that use less, but I've tried using the excessive amounts of cell activator, and it just doesn't work for me. So I find a reasonable spread on the swiping tool. Really gives us a good effect. In we go for the first swipe. So I'm using this large swiping tool, and I'm also going to be using a slightly smaller swiping tool just to swipe that last bit of the colours there that I couldn't quite get with the span of the first swiping tool. This piece is also for sale, my friend, so if you would like to drop me a message here in the comment section, or send me a message through the Acrylic Crazy Train Facebook group, I would love to find its forever home. And also, I'd love to remind people that are watching that haven't subscribed, please subscribe. When you subscribe, you can interact, you can leave likes and thumbs ups, you can also leave a comment as soon as you subscribe. And also, if you do, please ring the little black bell, make that solid, and that will notify you of every time I come up with a new video on my YouTube channel. So again, please subscribe, my friends. There'll be a little logo at the end of the video, bottom right, and if you click on that logo, that'll subscribe you nice and easily to my channel. So wow, look at those cells popping up there, and we're going in for the other side of the swipe. And as you see, I like to stagger it, so we don't get too many lines in between the actual swiping tools. And the other thing I found with this Rust-Oleum Goldmine as a cell activator it really joins beautifully in the middle, quite seamlessly, so we don't really get a line of the swipe at all. We just get this beautiful pattern of cells from diagonally from corner to corner. So there you go. Again, friends, you see how much cell activator I'm using on the other little swipe tool. And we're going to just turn the canvas round and go in for the swipe. But those cells that are coming up, absolutely gorgeous. And then we go for a nice close-up so we can really take a good gander at those beautiful cells there. Even though these aren't the actual peacock colours, I like to call them peacock cells, just because we have many different beautiful metallics and colours within each cell. They look really beautiful, like a peacock or either jelly beans. So plump and ripe you could just pick them from the screen. So out we go for the full view. And for those that are watching for the first time and those that are just learning at home, what I'm doing here is called wetting the edges. Just getting a little bit of the pillow paint on my finger and making sure all 4 of the edges are wet with some paint, because when we spin, as we know, wet edges help the paint flow nicely over the edges and then down onto our spinner board and containing the mess. But there we go, guys. You can see where the 2 swipes joined in the middle. The Goldmine CA really works fantastically, and you don't really get much of a join or a line down the middle. You just get this beautiful break of cells. So while we're waiting for this in the first spin, I'd love to tell you about the Shelly Art course. Shelly Art is an online acrylic pouring course, the one that I highly recommend. I've taken the course myself, where you can learn many tips and tricks on fluid art. I've taken this course and many of my peers have taken the course, and we all highly recommend it. The web address has been up on the screen, and I also have a 15% off discount code that I shall put on the screen now. Please feel free to use and share this code, my friends. And look at those cells. Wow. In we go. It just looks fantastic. So, out for the first spin, and leaving my spin in real time for everybody that's watching and learning at home, so they can see how fast and, more importantly, how long I spin for. I let my pieces spin for a little longer than most artists, just to give the paint a good chance to find the edge of the canvas, flow nicely over it and down onto the board. But wow, in for a close-up and pow. Wow, these colours are just fantastic. If you were watching the Joy of Pouring show last Sunday, you would have seen me use these colours just off the fly to fill in the last 10 minutes of the show with a little 8-inch swipe. And it came out so amazingly beautiful. I had to do it again on a larger canvas and actually make a proper creation video of it, because it was just literally in the last 10 minutes of the show and I threw the colours down. But she is looking really pretty. They're really playing together nicely, and the piggies are just singing beautifully. So just putting a couple of little bits more paint on the edge of the cradle there, just wiping up the excess before we go in for the second spin, because we don't need to cover myself or the kitchen, the table or the cat in paint. And this really gives you a good example, guys, of what I mean, where you can't really see the join in the middle of the piece, the diagonal swipe. The gold CA has just joined so beautifully, you don't really get a line. Again, you just get some beautiful, fantastic cells. Just checking for the movement, going in for the second spin. I do one clockwise and then one anti-clockwise. Again, just leaving it in real time and letting it spin just a little bit longer than most artists. I prefer to try and get the excess paint off within the first spin, or maybe 2, because if you manage this, you're getting a great ratio of paint and not wasting very much, and you're getting optimum performance by your pillow, allowing your colours and your design to expand and grow over the canvas, just like this. Wow. I'm sorry guys, I know I sound like a broken record, but she couldn't have come out any nicer if I'd tried. Very, very happy with these results, and I hope you like what you're seeing too. And if you do, please like, share and subscribe. The logo in the bottom right of the screen right now will help you subscribe to my channel and notify you whenever I have a new video. So thank you, my friends. Please like, share and subscribe, and as always, happy pouring.